We have with us what can be empirically called our most popular guest. I think that people here on the show listening to it will be surprised to learn that this is our most popular guest. But he is, without a doubt, the world's foremost public authority on UFOs. It is a field that is going mainstream. It is getting more transparency from Washington. He's got a new 3-part docuseries called UFO Revolution, which you can stream for free on Tubi. And before I get to all of the things going on in this world, Jeremy, thank you for joining us, Jeremy Corbell. Again, always appreciate your time. Before I get to what it is that you're chronicling these days most urgently, can you please tell me the starting point on how this became such an obvious lane for you to traffic in as a very smart business model? Because people are unusually fascinated by your expertise.
First of all, hey guys, nice to be here again. I hope everybody kind of has seen what the last year has given us with this topic. To answer your question, first of all, there is no authority on UFOs. That's the problem. There is no expert. We don't have all the information. That's become very clear. That's become very clear for decades. So people are trying to catch up, including myself. Now, the way you worded that, a lane for me, it was accidental, man. This isn't a business model. This is something that I'm passionate about. I got interested in this because through George Knapp, who's a great reporter, I realized we're being lied to. And I'm like, what's this big lie about? Why does it really matter? If people are seeing UFOs, they've been reporting it, our military's reporting it, our militaries are filming it, your government is telling you now that UFOs are real, that they're a craft of unknown origin, that are unidentified, that outpace, outmaneuver, and outperform our greatest weaponry, then why is this a big secret? We need to talk about this to get to ground truth on what UFOs are, which nobody has a great explanation for.
Mike Ryan has seen this documentary, UFO Revolution. I am told that we have a clip here to toss to because, again, people are unusually fascinated by this subject matter and more relevantly, unusually fascinated by recent developments that make this a more fertile time to actually believe with proof some of the things we're seeing and hearing. So let's play a clip from UFO Revolution.
What extent will the US government go to plug leaks? I try not to think about it.
Best thing you could do perhaps is to get your name out there, become as famous and bulletproof as you can, because if they come after you relating to UFO, that's an acknowledgement that it's real.
Access Hollywood starts right now.
Join us now, it's investigative journalist and documentarian Jeremy Corbell. Good to see you.
He's an investigative journalist and filmmaker. He's one of the world's foremost experts on the world of the unknown.
Oh my God. Worth it. That was certainly my favorite part.
That legitimately surprised me, seeing me dressed as Richard Simmons with that bald spot. Yeah, I think we just played that in order to show that. I don't think we want you to comment on
you followed Mario Lopez
on what what it is that was said there. But Jeremy, when you say that people are lying, like what are the most overt facts that you have that would suggest that we've been lied to for this long?
Yeah, it's not a suggestion. If you go back in history and you just look at when people do Freedom of Information Act requests and everything is blacked out, it's overclassification, you've been told by people who ran these programs that there has been an operation to lie to the American public, to diminish it. It's historic fact that Project Blue Book back in the day was a whitewash. The whole point of it was to, quote, demystify the UFO topic, was to get people to stop believing or being curious about the UFO thing. Even the head of Project Blue Book, J. Allen Hynek, later came out and said, yeah, we were told to diminish it and to dissuade the public from being interested. And this was a government program back in the day. So this still keeps going. This keeps maintaining. The problem is that people that run these programs are now speaking publicly. George Knapp and I brought somebody on our show called Weaponized, Dr. James Lakatsky. He was the Defense Intelligence Agency representative for a UFO program that is now famously public. The New York Times helped break that story. And he told us, he told the American public, he told us about one. He said, we have a craft of non-human origin, and we've breached the hull of it. I mean, this is an engineer, a physicist who worked, verified in the UFO programs. You have David Grush testifying under oath to Congress, saying we have crash retrieval programs that are secret. They've been held from the American public. We're trying to reverse engineer these technologies, and that, you know, people have been harmed and hurt for trying to come forward. Actually, he said people have died trying to come forward to talk about this. This is all under oath in Congress. That was the big step. I think that's why we're talking about this now, is because patriots, people that have worked for our country in the intelligence agencies, are now coming forward and saying this is a reality and we can't be blind to it, because if we're blind to it, then we're going to be behind.
There is so much staggering evidence out there, and yet when you bring this up in the mainstream, people will, I'm sure you've been called a kook before, people will attack this as some sort of crazy conspiracy theory. And one of the prevailing theories as to why that is because the existence of some other life form, and I know there's a separation. UFOs are not necessarily alien life, and that's one of the big mysteries here. But just merely addressing this and giving it credence challenges a lot of the theologies, pretty much all of them, on this planet. So I guess this is a very roundabout way to ask you this. Is it easier to just cover the whole thing up and just treat it like this can't possibly exist, so we ignore it? Is that an easier cover-up than what if the actual cover-up is what you actually know is possible on this planet about technology or military advancements is pretty much just the tip of the iceberg, and the real secret here is what our capabilities are?
Right. I mean, so this is the thing. Look, I've seen the climate change even on the show. Don't think I forgot the first time I was on the show. I was getting some words from somebody back there. Look, that's the thing. This conversation is progressing with or without every individual. There are people paying attention now. And I think that's so cool. I don't mind taking ridicule. I think this is important. I mean, I really think this is important. That's why my journalism is focused on this. You can attack people saying it, but we got to go to what are the facts? What's happening? You've now had 6 people testify in front of Congress telling you about the reality. You've had New York Times break stories. You have whistleblowers coming forward. A lot of times people come forward through the media, through TV, through movies. That's just like the way it has to happen if you don't have the microphone at Congress. So the climate has completely changed about this subject. Now, why the secrecy? This is something that I'm still trying to understand after all this time of working on it. The core of it, it may be our belief systems. It could shatter our belief systems, sure. But really, I think there was good reason at the beginning. During the atomic era, when we started lighting off nukes and being able to blow up the world, you know, I think that there was a secrecy that was put in place, a kind of architecture for our safety is kind of the idea for national security, but also just security of our planet. So I think what's happened is you see that the UFO topic at first was being covered up, because if this is true, we better get a handle on these technologies. If we can exploit this technology and get a technological advantage, whatever nation does that first, they win. If we can replicate these craft, if we can replicate what they do, it appears to be a different form or understanding of physics by the way these craft move. That's famously shown by the 2004 Tic Tac case with Commander David Fravor, who chased a UFO for the United States military. He testified in front of Congress. So my thought is that is the reason the secrecy was first initiated, was to try to exploit the technologies before Russia, before China. You might have had Representative Gallagher on this show before, if I recall. He talked about that. It's called strategic surprise. So maybe that's the reason. However, now we know UFOs are real. You've been told that, but that's as far as it's gone, and you can't put that away. Once that's been said, there are more questions coming. Now, is this going to shake the foundations of what we think about the universe, about us, about if you're religious, about your religion? I don't know. I have no idea. But I know if we don't address it, we're going to have major issues.
Jeremy, if I could, because people want so much information from you and I have so many questions, let me do this a little more rapid fire. I'm going to limit you 30 seconds each time to each answer. Question number 1, What does your email inbox look like?
It looks like a slot machine in Vegas at midnight. It's just constant.
Of just people telling you, I saw this over here and it looked like a jellyfish and it was flying 100,000 miles an hour?
All around the world, 24/7, UFOs are seen, they're filmed. People also just want to tell me their experiences. People you wouldn't imagine, they say, this is not for public. This is for you to know as a data point in your research. It's incredible the amount of people that hit me up every day.
You must be sitting on a lot of leaks. What's your process to confirm?
Great question. People get really mad that I sit on information. They say, well, if I just took my emails and put them out on the internet, it's not going to help anybody because the signal to noise. I take years. George Knapp and I have our own methods and our own sources. If we get leaks to us, if people leak stuff to us as journalists, it's a catch-all. We take them in. We have to vet, verify who's the person. Can they stand behind that? Can we see their documents? Is the video worthy of putting out to the public? People also try to trick us all the time. They would love for me to make a mistake, to put something out that is easily explainable later. People try. So my process is trying over years with each case to see if I can verify the individuals and the information.
Only 31% of Americans trust the mainstream media. It's a record low. Do you think Americans now prefer to believe independent journalists like you?
I hope that the average American individual can see that we're not on script, that we say it like we know it at the time. I think there's a lot of great power in individual hands now for journalism, and it's going to take a lot of people. There is no expert on UFOs. It's going to take a lot of people looking at this. So I hope they do.
TMZ presents UFO Revolution. It's a 3-part event. It's now streaming on Tubi. The greatest example that you have of shocking evidence most recently is blank.
In my series, the most recent one is there was a military filmed, it looks like the gimbal UFO, that very famous one that's gone all over the media in black and white. This footage looks green. And this object comes up in Iraq during deployment in a combat zone. And there's a Marine who contacted me, and you could hear what he has to say. And it looks like a saucer. It looks like the gimbal UFO. That's a pretty cool piece of evidence.
Does the government plan to tell us at any time soon that something is about to arrive from another place and land here in 2027?
Right. So this is something people are taking out of context that I talked about in my show. I am not saying that. I am saying I believe that to be a lie. And the reason why I put that in the show, and people clip it to make it sound like I'm saying that, I'm saying I believe it to be a lie. And the reason I'm saying that is because there's like a whisper campaign within journalists and within our community. We've all heard it, that this is all preparation of the battlefield and there's some craft coming. I don't buy that for a second. I know the origin of it. I've tried to run it down. So I was trying to warn people of being told what I consider to be that lie. And look, if I'm wrong, we're all screwed.
Not to turn this into a political discussion, but the current president has gone on podcasts and has been asked about aliens, and he's shown a genuine interest to declassify everything that there is out there. And he's certainly now dealing with big tech and a lot of billionaires that have gone into space. Are we now more likely than ever with this administration to get more clarity, more transparency around this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, look, words are cheap. Everybody has said that they want to have more transparency on UFOs. Bill Clinton, he actually tried to get transparency on UFOs to the American public. I don't know who's controlling that information, but presidents before haven't been able to. Is it different this time? Well, I definitely know that some of the people that have been vocal about transparency on this are now in this administration. So I do hope. I don't think transparency on this is going to come from our government. I think it's going to come from civilians and journalists.
Jeremy, I appreciate your time. We appreciate your perspective. Thank you for being on with us. I look forward to seeing this on Tubi. What you did to me there was unfair. It's a bit horrifying and delightful. Thank you. I appreciate it, Jeremy.
Yeah, man, you did it to yourself. You wore the costume.
Hey,
guys, thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Thank you for covering this.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your work.
A lot of people really like him. I have an email I've been sent here that I find fairly shocking, and I just want to put it on all of you and see what you think. Reporting from Georgia, an emailer writes in, the people who cut the TSA line were Scott Van Pelt and Matthew Berry.
Whoa. Can you confirm?
That silence is damning.
I mean, that's that report, yeah.
That is that report.
That's interesting.
I'm gonna see if I can find out right now whether
FaceTime Scott Van Pelt right now.
Would you like me to do that?
Yeah.
All right, this is
Tell him to Mr. Rhoda.
all right. Let's see if we do this.
This is usually my move on Mystery Crate.
This is going to be embarrassing.
Hello, Kyle.
People love that, by the way. They just love it.
All right, I'm going to
Wait, take your shirt off, Dan. That's how you
yeah.
normally do this,
I
right?
shouldn't do it.
It is a fleshy colored hoodie.
Tell him you're on. He's on air.
I will tell him.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
Put the mic
I
closer
shouldn't
to the
be
mic
doing
so
this.
we
I
can.
This is
you
my
can't- you
UFO.
actually, well, we
called
are not
him.
bound by FCC rules.
I haven't called him in a long time. I'm hoping he doesn't answer.
We're not live right now.
I'm not even sure the FCC is
It's
around
only
anymore.
partially illegal what we're doing.
He'll answer. He loves you.
I don't want him to answer right now. I don't want to put him in this position, but you guys put me in this
How do
position.
you imagine SVP answers? Hey, Denny. What's up, man?
Yes.
Go.
Okay, he did not answer.
Go for Scott.
But I want to accuse him of it publicly. Everyone, go ahead and accuse him of it publicly. Say it's being reported from Georgia via email. I did want to talk to Greg Cody about something that he was maintaining earlier that I thought to be a fairly shocking viewpoint, which is he came out and said that athletes need to do better about not getting robbed.
Yeah. I wish we lived in a world where we didn't have to worry about burglars, but I think it's axiomatic that the richer you are, the more likely your home is to be targeted. And if I'm an athlete making 40, 50 million bucks a year and I hear about all this, guess what? I'm going to spend a couple of bucks, maybe get some on-site security, maybe build a big wrought iron fence. I'm going to do something to insulate my home from what seems to be a fairly systematic burglary ring.
6'2", 190, and my cars got broken into at my home. I'm not that big of a guy.
Are we victim shaming?
I think Al Golden's 6'3".
I gave you 6'4.5". That's as low as I'm gonna
You
go.
show me a picture of him standing next to Kyle Hamilton, and he's an inch shorter.
But he might be standing farther away from the camera.
He's also listed 6'3" in his playing
Why
days.
is it a debate how
growing.
tall he is? Let's just look it up.
I'm telling you,
not available
he's
on
a
Google.
Between
tall
3 inches.
guy,
He's
Lost
okay?
information. Greg.
And I'm beyond the free membership of Chat GPT now at this point. Yeah. I have to go to a paid model. I'm not quite ready to do that yet.
Dad, how tall are you?
I am 5'9".
This is the new and unimproved Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz. Gamble on by DraftKings.